For the past 100 days, I challenged myself to fly FPV, and the things that I've learned over this time were unimaginable. Now, I've flown FPV before, but I just wanted to see what I could learn if I challenged myself for these past 100 days. Day one, I thought this was going to be an easy challenge, just to fly every day. But I was wrong, because I was not ready for this journey that was about to happen. Now, as the days started to go by, I started to realize the way I was flying and the way how I could have adapted and changed so that I could fly better, have better techniques, get an overall better shot. I uncovered valuable information that I wish I knew at the beginning. And as I was going through, I was learning how to adapt, but the biggest thing out of all of them was to embrace failure. Now, no one wants to say that they failed, but once you start to embrace that you failed on your drone, you can learn from your mistakes and fly better next time. And I started to apply all my failures and seeing how I failed and building off of those. And I started to improve each time I flew because I had recognized where I was messing up and how to fix that. Because my crashes weren't just setbacks. They were a path that I was taking to improvement. Now, once I started to think of it that way, I really started to unlock my full potential when I was flying. Because in the beginning, I thought I was flying pretty well. That was not the case. Because now I can see where I've messed up, how to fix that. And I can fly almost every time now and remember those past mistakes and try to fix those with every flight. Now, my second one that I also learned was being persistent. Now, even if it was windy or if I didn't even feel like flying that day, I would still go out and fly. And that's what really changed my mindset on how I fly. Because some of those days where I didn't want to go and fly, or it just was too rainy or not the best weather, I actually had some of my best shots. And consistency is key whenever you're pursuing a passion or just striving for success. Now, my third one, which sounds really simple, but it's actually deeper than you may think, is going through and flying for fun. Now, I know for me, I thought I was flying for fun, but in the back of my mind, I was always thinking about how do I get the best shot, or how do I frame this shot, and how do I get the most cinematic looking image possible. Where after these days went by, I started to realize I started to fly just to have the cinematics, or just to fly because I wanted to get a shot. Where in the end, I started to realize that I wasn't flying for fun. Now, sometimes you have to make the mental switch in your head from flying just for fun or flying to also get a shot. Now, it made FPV a lot more enjoyable. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't enjoyable in the beginning, but it just added a different level of how I flew and of the emotion when I was flying. Now, another thing that I learned, which actually isn't flying, is communications. Now, sometimes I would just walk up to someone and ask if I could film them, or they would come up to me and ask what type of drone this was, or what I was doing, and I'd start to show them what these drones can do. And then they would want to go through, and that opened up more opportunities in the future. Now, really, connections are everything. Now, after these 100 days, the last flight was an accumulation of everything that I've learned. And it's really sparked for me a different way of flying, because now I have a different perspective of how I fly. Now, as the sun sets on this incredible journey, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this 100-day adventure. Whether you're into drones or you're just seeking inspiration, remember, challenges are just opportunities in disguise. You just have to embrace them, and who knows what heights you'll reach.